Okay, I'd like you to stand with your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer. Have a softness in your knees. And we're going to take a couple of breaths right here. In and out through your nose. We're going to sweep the arms down, out and over our heads, and exhale to our hearts. Again, this is the inhale, and this is the exhale. One more time. We are going to go ahead and just begin to move our upper body, our arms, swinging in a side-to-side fashion. Keeping your hips forward, you're only twisting basically up through here, just right at the waist. And as your arms swing behind you, let them tap your low back. That gives your back a nice little massage, believe it or not. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose, and if you like, you may sigh it out through your mouth. All right, we're going to go ahead and slow that down, and we're just going to shift our weight side to side. Your knees are still soft. And you're letting your hip jet out just a little bit, so you've got a little sass and a little attitude. That's quite all right. We just want to get our body to warm up. If you get or grow tired of your hands on your hips, you can take them out to side and just hold them at shoulder height. In a way, this is part of the belly dance that I have learned over the years, and that I teach a belly dance for fitness class. If we were making this be for belly dance, we would place our hands on top of our shoulders to make sure that our upper body did not move side to side with our hips. All right, bring your hands down. And we're going to pick our feet up. Just going to side to side. If you'd like, you can bring your arms into it. Maybe hit a wall. Just get your body moving, warming up. I think I might regret wearing this long sleeve shirt for this class. If nothing else, I'll sweat it out. Continue to breathe in and out. Remember, as you pick one heel up to your bottom, your hands are out, in for the other. Let's get a few more in. All right, come back to center. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're going to turn one foot to be parallel with the long edge of the mat. We're going to have our arms out like an airplane. We're going to lean over the leg that is parallel with the long side, going into triangle. From here, we're going to add the upper arm. Inhale by your ear, exhale down towards your hip. Inhale up, exhale down and out. That's 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 2 more. Last one. As it goes down towards your hip, bring yourself back up. Bend the front knee and then straighten. Bend it and straighten. And you may have to scoot that foot out a little bit to make sure that knee does not track past your ankle. And just do this with your own breath. I'm not even sure what number we're at. That's probably 5. This is 6. That was 7. 8. This is 9. So this will be the last one. This is 10. We're going to extend and take side triangle once again. This time take your back behind your, take your hand behind your back, not your back behind your hand. We'll take 5 breaths here. We got 3 more to go. Last one. Slowly rise up. Hands up to the ceiling. Turn your feet both to face forward. Swan dive, forward fold. If you have a block, let your hands go to your block. We take this forward fold as a little break. And when you're ready, turn your opposite first. Keep both feet forward. Slowly rise up. Hands to your waist. Turn your opposite foot out. Arms out like an airplane. Lean over that extended leg. And your hand can be on your thigh or your shin, whatever works on whichever side. And we're going to get those arms going once again. Inhale and exhale. Each side will be different. This is 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On this last one, you come upright, so that's 10. We bend the knee. And again, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This last one will be 10. Come back upright. I forgot what we did. Isn't that horrible? I should write this stuff down. So we're going to extend over and take side triangle once again. This time with our hand behind our back. Look, I remembered. For 5 full breaths. Two more. Last one, slowly come up. Parallel your feet forward. Come into that forward fold. Oh yes, this feels so good on our backs. Have a softness in your legs. Walk your feet towards each other, closing that gap just a little bit. Turn your feet out like a frog, and then slowly begin to squat down and then come up. Squat down and then come up. This is 3, 4, 5, and you can start to speed up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold down here. Bring your hands behind your heels if you can, and just bounce for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come forward. Straighten your feet forward. Your toes are pointing forward. Slowly come into a halfway up. Your back is flat. Slowly begin to rise the rest of the way. And bring your feet together. And you're just going to march it out a little bit. March your feet out. Give them a little bit of break. Bring your hands out and in. Out and back in. Open, close to the heart. Open, again, back to the heart. Go back and forth. You can switch which hand rests on top. A couple more. The reason we're marching in place is to keep that heart rate up. All right. I'm going to move the block a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to move it between my thighs as I'm standing. And that's exactly how far apart I want your feet to be. So if you were to bend over, it would be a little bit more than the width of both fists together. Softness in your knees. Hands at your heart. We're just going to twist, twist. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back to center. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to center. Keeping the block between your legs. Slowly begin to bend down into chair. Arms are up by your ears. Open, together. 2, together. 3, together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep your arms out. I'm going to turn a little sideways so you can better see. Arms come down by your side. Inhale here. Exhale back there. So 2 and 3 and 4. And if your breath gets out of whack, that's okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come back to the open airplane. This time it's just out to the side, down towards your knees. Open for 2. Open for 3. Open for 4. And 5. Open. 6. Open. 7. 8. 9. Last one. Hands come back to your heart. Sink deeper into chair as far as you can, safely and comfortably. Slowly and gently come up to standing. Whew, that was some tough stuff. All right. Take your legs out wide. We're going to do those triangles once again, so turn whichever foot you decide out. Arms are out in the airplane. Lean over that extended leg. Drop your block so you can have a flat palm on the block or on the floor. You might be feeling really good today and can move that extra. Take a couple of breaths here. Slowly and gently come up. Bend that front knee. You may have to scoot your feet a little bit more. Reach over that extended leg. Find the block once again and turn it on whichever side you need. You may need it up here on the tall side, and that's okay. Or you may be right here, and that's okay too. You go where it feels good to you. Slowly and gently come up. We're going to move that block really quick to the other side. Lean back towards the extended long leg and take reverse warrior. All right, come to center, straighten that leg. Turn that foot forward. Turn your other leg out. Your other foot out, I should say. Get ready for that triangle. Here we go. Extend over. Find your block. Whichever height you need to be at is okay. You might be using a chair, and that's great. Slowly and gently, find your balance. Come up. Come into that warrior. Might need to move the block. Lean over. I come too close to the wall. First time teaching in this room, so we've got to get used to it. May have to do some more rearranging for next time. Slowly and gently come up. Take a reverse warrior. All right. Both feet forward. Come into that forward fold. If you need the block, that's fine. Walk your feet towards each other. And then slowly come down on one knee and then the other. And if you can, sit back onto your heels. Now this might be too much of a stretch for you, and right now the tops of my feet are resting on this back blanket. So you do you. If this is too much of a stretch for you, you may also put the block between your bum and your heels and sit this way. We're taking just a little breather because we're going to get right back to it. Not sure how just yet. I never plan my things. I really should, but it's all good. All right. We are going to come onto all fours, and I'm going to stay just like this because I just don't have the room to go anywhere else. You're going to take one leg out to the side and then walk yourself upright. Now this foot can be pointed away if that feels good, or turned forward, whatever works for you, okay? Whatever feels good in that hip joint too. Everyone is different. Inhale, up, exhale, cross to your heart. Inhale, up, exhale, cross to your heart. This is 3. And this is 4. And 5. And 6. And we will stay here for this moment. All right, the leg that is extended, take the same side arm onto that leg. The other arm sweep up by your ear. You're going to lean over and come back up. And you're only going to go as far as is comfortable for you. And we're going to do this 10 times total. So this is number 4. And number 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. On number 10, we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Sweep that arm down. Find the floor. Bring that leg back in. Take your other foot out. Knock your phone onto the floor. And walk yourself back upright. We'll get those 6 breaths. So inhale and exhale. Try to remember which hand crosses over on top. And let the other one do it the next time. 3, 4, 5. This is the last one. Let it stay here for just a moment. All right, let the same hand as the extended leg touch the leg. Sweep the other arm up by your ear. We're going to go for those side stretches. Again, only go as far as is comfortable for you. And remember, we're doing 10. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Find a way to bring that leg back. Take your knees wide. Sink your hips back and down into child's. Let your forehead rest on the floor. If that's too much of a stretch in your shoulder or neck, we use a block or a pillow. slowly and gently come back upright. And we're going to come to a seated, comfortable position. You can sit on the blanket or you can just sit straight on the floor. Whatever works for you, that's where I want you to be. All right. I didn't bring any weights today, but guess what? That's okay. We're going to work on our arms. So I want you to sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Bring your arms out wide. Bend at the elbows so that your fingertips touch your chest. And we're going to open and close. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gonna do more. There's 12, 13, 14, 15. Your fingers are wide. 16, 17, 18. 2 more. 19, 20. Arms stay out. Forearms come up like a field goal. All you're going to do is bring your elbows together and open. 2 and open. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I know, 10, 10 more, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, release. This time, instead of your palms facing open, the palms are going to face down. Your elbows are at shoulder height, and all you're going to do is open up to field goal, come back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Last one. All right. Bring your palms to rest on your knees. Bring your elbows back towards your body. And you're just going to go up like a curl and back down to your knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Good job. Fantastic. Shake your wrists out. Shake them, shake them, shake them. Shake them up high. And then bring them down low. Just get all that blood circulating once again. All right. Whichever leg you had in front during all that, switch it. Let the other one be in front now. All right. Hands are on our knees. Whichever leg is in front, that's the side you're going to lean to. Come forward and go to the other side. Really enjoy moving your body this way. Go as fast or as slow as you like. We've got about 10 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Come up to center. Inhale, both arms up. Twist towards the leg that's in front. Bring your hands down. Your gaze is down towards the floor. If you're as close to the wall as I am, your gaze will be down at the baseboard. Without untwisting your body, turn your gaze over your front shoulder. Slowly and gently untwist, and we're going to get that on the other side. So now let the other foot be in front once again, and you will lean towards that front leg, that same side, and we'll get this side going. You can close your eyes. Listen to how your body is feeling in this moment. Three more. Last one. Come upright. Inhale up, twist towards that leg that's in front. Take your gaze to the other side now. Without untwisting, take your gaze over the front shoulder. Slowly untwist. We're going to go ahead and come onto our back, and you can use a blanket as a pillow if you like. I'm going to move my little phone so I can keep up with the time. This is going to be a little bit shorter class than usual. So I want you to start laying on your back. Knees are bent, and you're slowly letting your knees go side to side. I don't know what I did with my block. There it is. I'm going to use my block today for something besides playing catch. But if you have a block or a pillow, and it doesn't have to be, or even a ball, it doesn't have to be very big. I'm going to say a throw pillow would probably work really well if you don't have a ball or a block. All we're going to do is we're going to place that block between our knees. You're going to scoot your feet down just a little bit, and all you're going to do is you're going to squeeze the block and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 2 more times and release. The last one, and we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring both knees up. Remove the block. Place it to the side. From here, you're going to bring one knee all the way up towards your chest. You're going to extend, well, maybe, the other leg underneath your bed if you don't have room. Slowly bring the other leg up. So you can switch hands, grab it behind the knee. Extend the other leg underneath your bed. You can let your foot rotate on the bent knee. And just let yourself relax here. Slowly bend the other knee, placing it on the mat, and release your other knee down. Your knees are bent. Walk your feet out to the edge of your mat and let your knees fall towards each other. And because I didn't set myself up really well, you have the option to stay here on the floor just as we are. You can extend your legs out the length of the mat and let them fall open. Let your hands either rest on your belly or rest away from your body. For those of you that were really looking forward to legs up the wall, I'm going to give you two options. I don't want you to move until you decide which one you can or will be able to do. You can do traditional by going up by a wall, laying on your side, and flipping your legs up, okay? Or you can choose this next one that I'm going to do, where I have a little blanket here close to my bed, and I'm going to move as close to the bed as I possibly can. I'm going to lay on my side. This is never pretty, y'all. Legs up the wall, getting there is never a pretty sight. But you can let your legs rest up on a bed just like this. I am going to set a timer, and we're going to have, and for some reason, I don't have my blanket right, I'm going to have to readjust. For some reason, it's not wanting to behave. So let's see what I can do to get it to behave. Right. Let's see. Promise I'm getting it right. All right, come on. Okay. Technical difficulties. Hopefully you are relaxing where you are at. Close your eyes. Let your legs just be heavy if you're doing legs up the wall. You can let your hands rest on your belly or rest away from your body. Let your breath slow down. You deserve this little break in your day. You can rotate your feet and your ankles if you like. Point and flex your feet. Just do whatever feels good and natural to you. And just let yourself be right here in the moment. Take this moment to thank yourself for giving yourself this time for this quick little class. Lots of movement, lots of heart rate getting elevated. Now it's time to just be good to yourself. Close your eyes, let your breath get even slower. Be okay with whatever thoughts come to mind. Imagine that you're just sitting there watching them pop up. Just acknowledge each one. Let your arms fall away from your body. Let your eyes be closed. Let your face soften and your jaw relax. Feel free to yawn. Make any adjustment you might need. If your legs are up on the sofa, you can change. Let your one foot be on top of the other. And just move in whichever way that feels natural and comfortable to you. What? You can even let your legs go a little wide. Sorry about that. I did not know that that was going to be that loud. That'll wake you up from a good nap, won't it? We are going to slowly and gently roll ourselves onto our side and curl up.
I found this on the web.
Only my phone would pick me up. Oh, all right. Slowly and gently come to a seated, comfortable position. Letting your head and neck be up last. Take a moment, find a comfortable seat. Enjoy the laughter and the technical difficulties and fun stuff that happens when you record live. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if your ponytail's coming down, go ahead and help it out. It won't hurt anything. Hands together at your heart. The light in me honors the light in each of you. I hope that you all have a wonderfully blessed day. Also, don't forget, tomorrow is back care on Sunday. We're going to take care of that low back and all of its issues. I don't know that I'm going to be in this room, but we'll see. So until next time, peace out.